I like this little location for a video. Obviously, I got the sun beaming in my eyes. You can probably see that. Luckily, hope I don't jinx it. Not much wind right now, but on the top of this little balcony, looking at this view. Love this idea, this little spot for a video. Like I said, just got off 3 calls. All the calls were amazing. I love the calls because I'm able to just express myself with knowledge, express the knowledge that I have, really teach some lessons, or hopefully teach some lessons to the people that I care about, the people who are willing to listen to me, right? And if you're willing to listen, I'm gonna give you everything I got. And that's a big, big thing for me. And that's why I just got off 3 calls. Great time on all 3 calls. And on that last call, I was able to put together some ideas which I really thought were very worthy of sharing on YouTube. And when I was putting together these ideas, I was talking to my people, telling them that going into the video, I had a main idea that I knew I was going to talk about, but I had no game plan after that. I just said, I'm going to talk about the main idea and I'm going to let the ideas flow to me after that. And that's going to test my level of comprehension. I talked about the main idea. I was able to just go on and put these different topics together, able to put together such an amazing lesson. I'm basically just gonna give it right here, basically try and reiterate what I was saying. It might not be as good as it was the first time, because usually it's not, but I'm gonna try and give it to you right here. When the main thing that I was talking about was conscious autosuggestion, which is an idea that I've read about in Think and Grow Rich, but it's an idea that I've not always been the best at, because it's a lot easier said than done, right? Because when you're in the present moment going through some adversity or have an important decision, you're not thinking objectively, or you're not looking at your thoughts from a third person point of view. A lot of times when you're in the actual moment, your decision a lot of times is based off of external circumstances or sensory signals. Whatever is going on around you, you're just going to follow whatever someone is doing around you, right? If there's a good food option and then a good food option that's like nutritious but doesn't taste that good versus a bad food option that tastes really good but not good for you, you're often going to choose the comfort in that situation, right? Oftentimes, a lot of times the decisions that we make in the present moment, a lot of times they're geared towards comfort. And a lot of times the thing that's geared towards comfort is not actually help our soul's evolutionary growth. So I was talking about this idea of conscious autosuggestion, where basically it's your ability, I think of it as your ability to course correct yourself in real time by being able to see, or by looking at a present situation from a third person point of view and just reminding yourself, does this decision align with my goals? Does this decision align with the individual or the future that I want to create, right? So one great example that I was giving is, you have, like I said, the food options is the easiest one. You have a bad food option, or one that might not taste that good but nutritious. You're gonna hit your macros, versus the bad food option, which might taste a lot better. In that moment, can you consciously auto-suggest that one of these decisions is gonna help me get to my goals? It's gonna help me, and right there in that moment, you kind of vision that dream body that you want, and you're able to put it together. Like, okay, I need to have the nutritious option. If I have the nutritious option, it's gonna help me take a step forward towards my goals. Can you do that in real time? Or one of my favorite ones for me personally that I've been really leaning on over this past month, which has really helped me mentally. I've been really solid mentally, truthfully, over this past month. Not that anybody asked, but the reason I'm sharing is because one big thing for me recently has been when I'm creating imaginary evils, or I'm going through a tough time, whatever that may be, I'm reminding myself of the quote to just report above and everything below will be taken care of. AKA, just listen to my conscious. What is my conscious telling me to do? And whatever my conscious is telling me to do, follow that and trust that the universe is gonna put everything in my favor, right? The universe is gonna take care of the rest. All I just have to do is report above. I've been doing that all month, and it's really, really kept me on my game. Really, really has. I've been spreading so much positive energy. I've been at such a high frequency for a majority of the time, and it's that idea of conscious auto-suggestion has really, really helped me. And the main reason that we want to be able to practice this every single day, 24/7, truthfully, you want to be on it 24/7, is because you want to wire your subconscious mind to make these quotes like beliefs, right? For example, the one where I'm saying report above and everything below will be taken care of. If I remind myself of that multiple times throughout a day, over and over again, every day, every week, every month, that's going to be what's wired into my subconscious mind. So then I'm not going to have to think about it so much, where all of a sudden I'm going to become a better decision maker. I'm going to operate naturally. My baseline frequency is going to be higher. Or one of the best ones that I gave my people that I think all of us should live by is, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. If you imagine something happens to you, a relationship problem, you go lose a relationship, you get in an argument, have a family issue, you get injured, whatever it may be, and you just remind yourself in that moment, life is not happening to me, it's happening for me. automatically your fucking frequency rises. Automatically. If you could just consciously auto-suggest that idea to yourself. And really, if you do that, like I said, in the beginning it's going to be a lot harder, but if you do it over and over and over again, all of a sudden this becomes a belief that's wired into your subconscious mind, and you can bring that up a lot more effortlessly, or you live by it. But I told him, I said, if you're gonna really pin these quotes down and get your core principles and get your core values down, you have to live by it. Once you remind yourself of it once you begin to consciously auto-suggest yourself it, you have to really live by it. Because if you utilize this conscious auto-suggestion in a time of adversity and it helps you out, but then a couple hours later you just completely contradict this core value that you had said, that was, for example, life isn't happening to me, it's happening for me, right? Let's just say you use that to get out of a tough situation, but then a couple hours later you become the victim. Guess what that does for you? You create cognitive dissonance in your own mind. You can't be a hypocrite, you can't be a victim. Whatever your core values are, you must live by them. And if you live by them and you really wire your subconscious mind in that way, and you really, really dial that in, like I said, your baseline frequency is gonna be a lot higher. And then when your baseline frequency is a lot higher and you're living in alignment more, things just start happening to you, right? As you start to attract beautiful things, your relationships get better, you get closer to your goals, the path begins to illuminate as you really walk in. That's really, really how I've felt over the past month, and really how I felt over the past 2 years. Of course, in a 2-year span, I've had much bigger highs and much bigger lows. Over the past month, it's just been steady sailing, feeling a lot better, feeling really good, not really experiencing those lows because of this simple tactic. Now, to pair it to another idea, or to pair it to another kind of psychological, mindset thing that I talk about, which is habitual construction. We talk about habits in the terms of the wake up, the workout, the macros, the reading, the journaling, all this stuff, right? And those habits are important, but truthfully, those aren't habits that should take a whole lot of energy. In the beginning, they'll take a lot of energy because you have to, really exert a lot to get yourself into the gym. You really have to fight against that alarm clock, whatever it may be. So those take a lot of energy in the beginning, but truthfully, they say 21 days. I believe 21 days is what they say on science for you to create a habit. So think about that. 21 days, right? 3 weeks. That's not that long. So if you do 21 days, and you really, my dogs are fighting, bro. See, that's just right there. It just throws me off my train of thought, but I'm gonna get right back into it. 21 days, you build the habit of working out, reading, journaling, all this stuff. That's great. Those are important habits to have down. Very important habits to have down. But the real thing that we're trying to do with this conscious auto-suggestion is habitually construct positive thought patterns. Because everything starts as a thought, right? It goes from a thought to an action, and then an action is what's going to create your energy. And that energy exchange is the language of the universe. So if you're always at a high energy, if you're always in an elevated energy, elevated frequency, boom, like I talked about, law of attraction. That's where the main thing, law of vibration, right? You're going to be one with what you want to be, what you want to create. Right? But you need to raise that baseline frequency, which is done through your thoughts. And the way that we really raise our baseline thoughts, to have more positive thoughts, is through our habits. So first of all, I talked about this with my people, where I'm saying, okay, we do the habits where we do the early wake up, we do the workout, we do the macros and everything. And what those habits help us do is be more present, because we're proud of the man that we're creating in the moment. We're not dwelling on our past. We're not thinking too much about our future. We are just proud of who are we creating in the moment because of our habits. So because our habits are dialed in and we're proud of the man that we are creating in the present moment, because of that, we're able to consciously auto-suggest more efficiently, more effortlessly than an individual who's not in the present, than an individual who is living in the past, who's living in the future, right? So if you dial in your habits, the wake up, the workouts, the macros, the journaling, the reflecting, the meditating, all that stuff, and then you add on this conscious auto-suggestion where you're gonna help yourself create more positive thought patterns, and all of a sudden you have habitually constructed positive thoughts. All of a sudden you're gonna notice your actions being a lot more positive, and then those positive actions give you positive results. And that's kind of how I paired things together. I feel like I did a lot better on the call. Maybe I did well here. I hope I did well here. But that was just it was just so interesting. I love when you're able to really journal or expand on this topic, and then all of a sudden you're able to pair it with something that you've learned in the past, something that you've journaled about in the past, something that you've lived in the past. And then once you begin to connect topics together, that's when your level of comprehension of yourself especially, is just going to go through the roof. And I was talking about how I'm just noticing that I'm able to speak a lot better than I ever have. because of these little things where I'm constantly on top of my habits, I'm constantly on top of myself, I'm constantly writing, I'm constantly just getting better. I'm being a better version of myself every single day. And that level of comprehension is everything. Because we don't have an education issue. There's all the information out there. But do you really comprehend the information? Do you really understand it? If you don't understand it, if you don't comprehend it, then you're not gonna take action on it. Because one of my favorite quotes is, we don't have an education issue, we have an application issue. But the reason that a lot of you guys are not applying things is because you don't really comprehend it, but you don't seek to comprehend. So seek to comprehend, really take these habits seriously, really work on yourself, really build yourself, just watch everything happen to you. Watch everything come to you. One of the things that I have on my wall is, my dreams are already happening, but am I at the frequency to attract or repel them? Bottom line. And I'm just trying to always be at that frequency to attract them. And the way that I stay at that frequency is through this conscious auto-suggestion, creating these positive thought patterns, doing the work on myself, helping other people in the process. Little helicopter coming over. I'm gonna let you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope it helped. Catch you later.